Hi friends, welcome back in channel Sajik. In this I'm going to compare the display comparison between the Mi 11X device versus Mi 10T device. So yes friends, just today I did receive my renewed phone, which is the Mi 10T, which I did order from the Amazon website. As you can clearly see, this is a renewed phone. So right now I'm trying to test the Mi 10T device, and I came across this kind of comments asking me to compare the display comparison, how the IPS LCD panel from the Mi 10T device comparing with the Mi 11X device. Is there any kind of huge difference or not? Can you please explain in my style? That's what I'm going to demonstrate in this video. So with using studio lighting effect and without using studio lighting effect, let's watch a video. So by watching a videos, we'll be able to understand what is exactly happening with the color saturation levels and the contrast levels and brightness and all the details. So first basic thing you should know about which phone has got what type of screen size and what type of brightness they are having. So first thing is that the Mi 10T has got the IPS LCD panel and Super AMOLED E4 type of AMOLED panel in the Mi 11X device, and 120 Hz refresh rate and 144 Hz refresh rate, HDR 10 plus certified, HDR 10 plus certified, 1300 nits of peak brightness and 500 nits of peak brightness and 650 nits of peak brightness, as you can see. So only thing is that the phone has got IPS LCD panel. If the phone has got any kind of Super AMOLED panel, this phone could have been really very biggest hit, but that's not the case. Little bit kind of drawback. But let's see, will it make any kind of huge difference in while watching videos or not? And screen size is of similar kind of screen size, not a huge difference with the screen size. Anyway, now let me need to explore the settings option which we got here, because settings option will give us the clear idea what is going on with the display configurations. I mean, display profiles, what you can actually change in the color scheme. So in the color scheme option, so we do have the plenty of options, whatever available for the Mi 11X device. Same options we are having in the Mi 10T as well. Right now you'll be able to see advanced settings, enhanced, auto and original colors you can actually select. Very similar kind of settings, not bad. So as you can clearly see friends, now I'll try to use the exact same setting between these both phones just for the demonstration purpose only. Let me to go to the color scheme and let's select the saturated mode. So both phones will be having similar kind of options. So let's see, using this setting saturated, how will be the display experience while using this between these both phones. So Super AMOLED E4 type panel versus IPS LCD panel from the Mi 10T device. So first let me need to start playing the video between these both phones. So right now, as you can see friends, I'm trying to play the same video in both phones side by side. Now we'll be able to understand what is happening with overall display quality and everything. The full brightness I did try to select, and you can actually see the Mi 11X device looks really very bright than the Mi 10T device. Yes friends, in the brightness segment, it's very huge difference between the both phones. I can definitely say that. I can actually feel when I'm trying to watch as a person, then definitely I can actually feel a lot of differences there regarding the brightness levels between these both phones. Now let me try to turn off the lights. So all the lights are completely turned off. A little bit kind of light is there in my room, and you will be able to see the brightness, how it's behaving. You can see it's very bright, right? In the Mi 11X device, you won't be able to see the colors pretty much because of this high brightness levels in the Mi 11X device. As you can see, very bright. Even the Mi 10T has got very good saturation levels. Yes friends, that's the reason why most of the reviewers and most of the people, they did mention that even though the Mi 10T has got IPS LCD panel, but still in the IPS LCD panel, this is the highest level of quality they can actually get. So there's no light in the room at this moment. Now you'll be able to experience what is actually happening between the two phones regarding the saturation levels, saturation and the contrast levels. So this is another video which I'm trying to demonstrate between these both phones. Both are having exactly high brightness levels. Let's check which phone has got very low brightness levels, because that also matters, right? Which phone is having very low brightness levels. So in this kind of testing, the Mi 10T has got very low brightness, as you can clearly see friends. Yes, the Mi 10T very low brightness it has got. Clearly you will be able to see in the low brightness also, still the Mi 11X device looks slightly kind of bright. But look at this Mi 10T, it's very low in the low brightness level. That's kind of one confirmation which we got. But overall both phones kind of very close, but still the blacks doesn't look kind of really black in the Mi 10T because of IPS LCD panel, which we do know. Definitely friends, the Mi 11X device feels really good and saturated. But even the Mi 10T also, it's really good. So at this point you won't be able to judge as well what is happening exactly. In some of the scenarios you will be able to see. Sometimes there will be, because of this IPS LCD panel, the black color won't be that black. Sometimes. So right now you'll be able to observe exactly what is happening. As you can see, friends, some kind of in the black color, this is how the background will be looks like. Some kind of bleeding kind of effect will be happening. That is the reason most of the people, they are actually ignoring the Mi10T. If you are watching a lot of movies and a lot of content, then definitely I'll 100% recommend you to choose only the IPS LCD panel. I mean, AMOLED panel, not IPS LCD panel, sorry, AMOLED panels only. I'll try to recommend. But IPS LCD panels, they'll give the very closed result to the subject in terms of the colors and accuracy. Try to watch very close. As you can see, friends, very close to the subject colors will be getting in the IPS LCD panels. And very tiny punch hole in the Mi 11X device. As you can see, very tiny punch hole. That's also another advantage in the Mi 11X device because of tiny punch hole. I'll try to compare with the IPS LCD versus another IPS LCD mobile phones, maybe iQOO Z5, some other phones, then we'll be able to understand slightly better results, what is actually happening. But a Mi 11X device, yes, it's good. But there's some other issues regarding this one, regarding the black color crush issue that may be happening in few phones, regarding the AMOLED panels. That's it, friends. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more updates. And this is a quick comparison between both phones, and overall, definitely the Mi 11X has got advantage of having higher brightness levels and advantage of having better AMOLED panel as well. That's another biggest advantage for the Mi 11X device. But right now you can clearly see it's not that bright, the Mi 10T device, when compared with the Mi 11X device. As you can see how bright the Mi 11X device is actually. That's it, friends. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more updates. And in case if you're having any other queries, let me know in the comment section below. And don't forget to check out the playlist which I'll try to create, and there you'll be able to understand is it worth to buy the Mi10T or not. Very soon I'll try to come back with that video as well, because right now I'm trying to do the in-depth testing on the Mi 10T device, because this is my first phone to buy from the Mi 10T, Mi 10 series as well. So let's see how is my experience going to be there using this Mi10T model. And in case if you have any other queries, let me know in the comment section below. And this price I did buy about close to 21,000 rupees. That's a pretty good deal for the Mi 10T, for the renewed phone. And see in the next video, and let's do more updates. And meanwhile, signing off. Bye.